One sunny afternoon, a moving truck pulled up to an enormous old house. A wall of dust encircled the vehicle as it stopped. The rear door unlatched and slid open, revealing a meager load of boxes. Soon after, a station wagon appeared and parked behind the truck. The car doors opened and out hopped Greta Willow and her 3 sons, Benji and his little brothers, Samuel and Colton. This was their new home. Greta had inherited it from Percy Ember, a distant cousin, who she only half remembered. The house lacked curb appeal for sure. It appeared abandoned from the outside, but it beat the tiny apartment in which the family had been living. The idea of having a yard thrilled the boys, even if it was filled with weeds and dirt rather than green grass. Samuel and Colton excitedly raced into the house to call dibs on the best bedrooms, while Benji just stared at the house and shrugged his shoulders. "I guess this is home now," he said, and entered the house. Greta began walking down her new bumpy dirt driveway to the mailbox, and as she did, she noticed a man walking his dog on the road. She waved. The man, however, did not. Instead, he picked up his dog and began jogging in the opposite direction. Then she spied a neighbor staring at her from a window. Greta turned and waved, to which the neighbor responded by closing the curtains. "Friendly place," Greta joked. While walking back to the house, Greta realized that Benji was standing on the porch and had witnessed the awkward encounters. She told him that Cousin Percy was a recluse, a homebody who worked from home, and she did not think that the neighbors liked him very much. "I guess that we're the outcasts now," Greta said with a sigh. "Wait, does that mean... did he die here? Was it in my room?" Benji yelled. Benji then remembered why he came outside in the first place, to find his skateboard. Everything had been unloaded, and the moving truck was just starting to pack up. That's when Benji heard it. The snap! He walked over and retrieved what remained of his skateboard. Between holding his broken board and the thought of living in a haunted house, Benji didn't think this day could get any worse. In the living room, the family unpacked their belongings. Greta handed Benji a box to take down to the basement. Flipping on the light switch, Benji headed downstairs. Each wood stair moved and creaked as he stepped. He prayed for them not to break. After surviving the suspicious staircase, he set his box down and snooped around a bit. There was an old washing machine, more boxes, a chest, and a piano. Inside the chest, Benji found an old wedding dress. "Hey, Mom! Did Cousin Percy have a wife?" he yelled upstairs. Greta didn't answer. She didn't have the heart to tell him that Percy's bride disappeared just hours after their wedding, in this very house, never to be found. Benji placed the wedding dress back in the chest. As he walked over to the piano, he noticed the door. The staircase stood in between the piano and this odd door. It seemed out of place. It was different and older than the other doors in the house. He opened the door into immediate darkness. With no light switch on the wall, Benji inched his hand into the unknown, searching for a ceiling pole chain. After several tries, he located the light. What he found was a windowless room filled with shelves and canned food older than he was. A pantry. Now feeling a bit bored, he shut off the light and closed the door. Wandering over to the piano, Benji remembered his grandmother giving him lessons, but he didn't have the patience for it. He pressed a few keys, trying to recall some music. Lost in memory, he felt something, like a hand brushing across his neck. His playing came to an abrupt stop. His eyes shot around the basement. Benji ran over to the basement room and pulled the light chain. Nothing. He returned to the piano and played some random keys, playing as much as he could recall. He heard noises and looked around again. Nothing. So he picked up playing where he left off. The pantry door then opened, and out of the shadows rolled a new skateboard, stopping at Benji's feet. When his eyes lifted from his prize, he saw two faces in the darkness. "Who are you?" Benji asked. "I am Gregory, and this is my brother Eugene," said one of the faces. "We want to be your friends, Benji, just like we were with Percy." "What do you mean?" Benji asked. "Well, you see," said Eugene, "we have magic." "Like a genie?" asked Benji. "Yes, just like a genie, but better," said Gregory. "We'll give you more than 3 wishes," said Eugene, "but we need a favor." "We are hungry and we feed on the fear of people," said Gregory. "You bring us the fear, and we will grant you your wishes." Benji quietly contemplated what was being asked of him. He liked his new skateboard, and the thought of having his every wish granted made him smile. Benji looked the 2 brothers in the eyes, and it was at that moment that an unspoken, silent, unbreakable agreement was made between Benji and Eugene and Gregory, otherwise known as the Collins brothers. Benji then picked up his brand new shiny skateboard and walked through the pantry door. Occupants of Ember House over the years have come and gone mysteriously, never to be seen again, such as Greta Willow and her 3 sons, Benji, Samuel, and Colton. Except for Benji. Every year on this very night, dark and mysterious manifestations have been reported, some saying that they have seen Benji Willow, now a grown man, roaming the grounds. Many have claimed that he tries to lure unsuspecting guests into Ember House, along with the help of 2 women, Myrtle and Maud, the Collins brothers' most loyal servants. So on this frightful night, during this ghoulish season, the walls shake and the lights flicker in the basement. The pantry door oozes fog. There's banging and cracking until the door flies open. From the darkness, a haunting laugh echoes, announcing Bloody Betty's arrival, followed by the Kaibab stalker. The electricity dims and burns bright, so bright that the light bulbs explode as Gormley appears. Next, the fisherman scrapes his way back. Sister Shoestring appears, then leaves without saying a word. Then, barreling like a train through a dark tunnel, Chuckles barges into the basement. The clowns and creatures of the Red Dead Carnival push their way through, bringing their freakish circus show with them. At last, Halloween's most brutal psychopaths, the Collins brothers, run with their chainsaws through the black portal. Tonight, these monsters and creatures are here for one sole purpose: to lure you through the portal of darkness to their home, to feed on your fear, looking for the one to feel the fear. So do not walk alone. Do not stray from your group. Keep your children close. You never know who or what may be lurking in the dark.